In the last 4 months, we've deleted over $800,000 in negative items from our clients' credit reports. And 80% of those negative items, we were able to delete them in less than 14 days. And we did all this without hiring a single lawyer or waiting 4 to 5 months for the credit bureaus to respond. Because what the credit bureaus don't want you to know, that there's a secret loophole in the Fair Credit Reporting Act that forces them to delete items in less than 30 days. In this video, I'm gonna show you guys how to delete anything off your credit report in just 10 steps. I ended up taking my credit score to a 480 by leveraging it to utilize in my business. And that desperation forced me to study every single loophole. The credit system in America is designed for you to pay interest forever. However, in this video, we're gonna break that. The first step to fixing anything on your credit report is to first know where you actually stand. So you wanna go ahead and pull a copy from all 3 credit reports. You want to pull a copy from Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion because one negative item might not show up on the other credit reports because you have to know exactly what's on your credit report before you actually remove it. So the best place you guys want to find your credit reports is to go to my free annual credit report. This is the only authorized site that uses FICO scoring model. The majority of other places where you get your credit report are going to use Vantage. Don't use Credit Karma and definitely don't use any of your banking apps because that's not going to show you guys your full credit report. And also want to show you guys the full account numbers, which you'll need. So what you want to do is go to my free annual credit report and download all 3 copies of your credit report. So now that we know exactly where we stand, we can go on to step 2. Step 2 is finding all the easy deletions that you guys can be able to tackle. Believe it or not all negative items are created equal. There are negative items that are a lot easier to delete than others. And what you want to do is find out those easy deletions so you guys can be able to tackle it right off the bat. The first ones I would look for are medical collections are super easy to delete. And the second easy deletion are charge-offs that are more than 2 years old. And the other ones are late payments with wrong dates and also hard inquiries that you never authorized. These are super easy deletions that you guys can knock off. So on my own individual credit report, I actually had 1 medical collection, I had 2 charge-offs that were super old, and about 4 late payments that had wrong dates. So I was able to go ahead and get those knocked off right off the bat. Now step number 3 is to master the 30-day verification trap. Most credit repair companies will charge you guys $2,000 to $2,500 just to be able to know the secret. Based off the laws, so within that 30 days, the credit bureaus have to reach out to the original lender, get documentation, and prove that account actually belongs to you. And if it doesn't belong to you, it has to get removed. But here's where most people mess up. They send out generic disputes like this account isn't mine and the bureaus automatically reject it. Instead of giving vague dispute reasons, what you want to do instead is challenge specific parts of the dispute. You want to challenge wrong balances and also incorrect dates. That way you're super specific in identifying what's actually wrong with the account. So even if the account had the right date but the wrong balance, it has to get removed off your credit report. And this actually happened with one of my clients. She had a $12,000 collection, but we ended up finding that the address was incorrect on the credit report. So once we submitted the dispute, we were able to get it removed in 7 days. Now step number 4 is to write out dispute letters that force deletions. Just like step number 3, you want to be super specific on what you're disputing. So here's exactly what to write and what not to write. An example of what not to write is to say something like, I dispute this charge off, please remove it. That's super vague and doesn't get to the real point. Now, example of a good letter to write is to state that you're disputing this account with this account number for this creditor at this specific date. And specifically, what about that account you're disputing? So if it's a wrong balance or a wrong date, you want to go ahead and list out the correct dates on what that account should have been reported and also the correct balance. And a super hack that I want to give to you guys is that after you pinpoint the inaccuracy, I would go to ChatGPT and ask it which law in the Fair Credit Reporting Act this is violating. Once you find the exact law of the violation, you can go ahead and mention it into your dispute letter. This makes your dispute letter 10 to 20 times more powerful because if the credit bureaus can't verify it 100%, then it has to get removed from the credit report. Now, you see the difference? You're not being vague in your request, you're being super specific. If they can't prove the account is 100% accurate, it has to get deleted. And that's how you're able to go ahead and force deletion. This is the same template that I've used with over 200 clients in order to be able to remove over $4.7 million in collections alone. Now step number 5 is what I call a stacking method. This automatically doubles your approvals right off the bat. Whenever people are first starting off their dispute process, they don't realize that the credit bureaus don't necessarily play by the rules. That's why it takes 4, 5, even 6 months just to get one item deleted. Because a lot of those months, the credit bureaus will send out automated stall letters. These are letters that are sent out to simply discourage people from trying to go ahead and dispute items off their credit report. I know it sounds really crazy, but it's very true. Instead, what you want to do is batch your disputes and start disputing 5 items at a time. So the first couple of days, I would send out a letter with 5 disputes. Then a couple of days after, send out another letter with 5 more disputes. That way, every single dispute is taken seriously because they're days apart and the credit bureaus have no choice but to investigate. This allows you to be able to keep all of your disputes below the radar so the credit bureaus have to get it removed. Now, step number 6 is I want you guys to exploit the eOscar system. Here's the thing that most people don't realize. In fact, they really don't investigate any disputes manually. What they do have is a system called eOscar. Every time a dispute letter gets sent to the credit bureaus, it automatically gets scanned into their eOscar system. This eOscar system basically condenses the whole dispute letter into categories. There's about 29 different codes in the eOscar system, so every single letter is assigned a code out of 29, and that's going to determine how the credit bureaus are going to be able to handle your dispute. However, the thing is, if eOscar cannot read it, it has to go to a manual dispute. And that's exactly what you want, because you want to be able to have a live person at the credit bureaus reviewing your credit report. This will greatly increase your chances of getting a deletion. So a lot of times what eOscar will do is just simply verify it. So if you guys have attachments such as a notary stamp, or even if you sign yourself the dispute letter, eOscar cannot read it and it has to go to a manual review. This is exactly what you want. So before sending off your letters to the credit bureaus, I would actually print out a copy and sign it yourself. That way, you can be able to go and get a manual dispute and not an automatic one. Now, step number 7 is one of the most crucial, and it's following up. A lot of times whenever people send out disputes, they don't follow up, they don't reach out to the credit bureaus in order to be able to see if the dispute has even been in process or there have been any results. What I would do is after you send out a letter, go ahead and put a date on your calendar of that 30 days. So you know exactly when your dispute started and also when it should end. The credit bureaus have 30 days in order to be able to investigate. It can be 31 days, it can be 32 days. So what you want to do is on that 30th day, reach out to the credit bureaus and verify if this actually came to a resolution. So after the 30 days, if they haven't got you a decision, it has to automatically get removed. So it's super crucial that you guys have this on your calendar and you guys are following up. Don't just rely on the credit bureaus to do so, because there's millions and millions of disputes that they're processing at a single time. So it's easy for them to forget about your dispute, and that's exactly what you want. So then they can be able to automatically delete it off your credit report. And for some reason, once you reach out and they don't delete it, what I would do is follow up with the complaint. You can file a complaint with the CFPB, the FTC, and also the BBB. These are all compliance agencies that watch over the credit bureaus. A complaint will really help out in escalating your dispute. Now, step number 8 is what we call a goodwill letter. So a lot of times when you have great relationships with one of your lenders, what happens is that they'll often give you guys a courtesy. So sometimes disputes might not work, and let's say the account is 100% accurate. If you had one late payment in 5 years, then what you can do is reach out to the creditor and actually write out a goodwill letter. So a goodwill letter will reach out to the creditor and let them know you've been a great customer with them for X amount of years. And they understand that life happens, so you might have missed one late payment. So what you want to do is ask them to go and actually remove this late payment as a courtesy. Believe it or not, it really does work. I wouldn't go ahead and snitch on yourself, but I would actually plead the case. Let's say, for example, you might have went on vacation and forgot to put it on auto pay. So it ended up giving you a late payment. So just explain your situation, and most lenders will be very understanding. Especially if you've been a great customer with them, they'll want to be able to do everything that they can to help you out. So we're at step number 9, and this is to add positive trade lines. And the majority of credit repair companies will not tell you this. You can be able to add positive accounts that does help your credit score. So even if you guys are disputing items, you don't want to just go ahead and wait for those negative items to fall off. Start to build more positive credit, because your credit score is going to factor new accounts a lot more than old accounts. So if you add more accounts that are positive, it's going to outweigh the negatives. So what I would do is become an authorized user to one of your family members that has great credit, or even add a secured loan or get credit builder accounts. That way you're not just waiting for negative accounts to get removed, you're also building positive payment history. Because eventually, when those negative items get removed, your credit score won't just jump up to 40 points, it'll jump up 80, even 90 points more. Now, last but not least is step number 10, and that's to pay off your balances before the due date. It's really important that you guys pay your bills before the statement date and not just on the due date. That way, it gives you guys a buffer in order to be able to get those payments reflected. Because a lot of times you guys wait until the due date, there's some payments that might not get reflected to that balance that exact month. So what you want to do is pay it off before the statement date, and it gives you guys ample time to get that payment reported. That way your utilization drops and your credit score is going to jump right up. what you really want to do is make sure that your utilization is below 10%. Now, even if you use the card, just make sure you pay it off before the due date so it can reflect on your credit report. Now, I'll give you guys all the 10 steps on how you guys can be able to get any negative item removed in just 14 days. Just remember, every single day you're not taking action is another day you're losing money. So go ahead and actually implement all of these 10 steps right away and see your credit score jump right up. And being able to get approved for funding is the next step. That's exactly why I included a link in the description on my free ebook on the exact checklist you need to be able to have to get approved for any business account. So go ahead and actually input your email below and we'll send over the free ebook right to your email. So stay tuned for the next video because I'm going to drop an absolute banger on how you guys can be able to use your good credit to apply for $100,000 and 0% business funding. And like always, I'll see you at the top, my boy.